Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, an alternate accounts story. We're at the start of, Championship 8, and it's 3v3, and it's exciting because we're Division 3, 3.3 million GP, and I haven't ever done a 3v3 format in Division 3 before, so that's kind of exciting, or interesting, at least to me, and for those of you who don't know what this type of video is or what my schedule is for posting my Grand Arena videos, I always put my recorded live alternate accounts video on the night of Grand Arena. For me, it's night. So if my opponent is watching, if they like to watch the show, they can find out what my defenses are. I don't necessarily care that much about my end result. I mean, I do. I want to win. But I don't take this account extremely seriously. I try to win. Like I said, I went undefeated last season for 12-0. I placed decently. I didn't necessarily get a super high spot because I didn't finish a ton of the feats, because it's a pain to try to do all those feats with an alt. And so that's just the reality of things. And anyways, that I take a little more lighthearted approach to this kind of channel, or to this kind of video, and yeah, we just have fun with it. My main account video always comes out the next day, so it can be, you can kind of consider it a primer for you right before you run into your next match. So that's my schedule, that's how it's going to be. So that's it. You know, if you guys want something different, let me know, and maybe we can try to do something. But as it stands, we've got an interesting match this time. I've got a low relic account, so I'm going to be matched up with people with either extremely top-heavy 1 or 2 teams, or they're going to also have a pretty balanced and a deep roster the way I do. So let's just jump into it now. Alright, and here we are. As promised, we are Division 3. We're rank number 22,966. And we're just going to keep pushing. I think probably if we get 7 wins this season, that's going to get us into Kyber. I don't anticipate that being a problem on this account, but you never know. So looking at the feats here, the ones that we can go for, we want to be getting kills with Grandmaster Yoda. We'll have 6 total fights to do that in. We have to get 12 kills with him, but the trick is he can only kill 3 in one match, unless we're matched up against someone like Bounty Hunters, where you can kill Boba twice or Jango twice, etc. Or kill Zombie 12 times in one match. So we'll just see. But we do want to do that. And then the other big one is this Hoth Veterans one, where you have to win a Grand Arena battle using 3 units who fought in Hoth. And my only real option here is to use like a Commander Luke plus Chewie plus R2 or C-3PO, something like that. We can't use Han with that squad if we want to get that feat. So those are things that we're going to be looking at. And yeah, so let's just jump in here and look at our opponent. I have not scouted them at all, except to see their name, which is Kizuna. And they are a holotable hero, so good for them. They're part of the Black Knights of the Rebellion, or of Rebellion. Of spelled with a 0, so also good for them. Looks like, my guess is that if they're ranked number 50,000 in this division, which this division is the biggest division in terms of how many players are in it. My guess is that they have not attacked. Let's actually click on their little icon here and see. I'm just curious to see. Yeah, so they have 920 total banners this season. That means they deployed defense. Maybe they might have auto-deployed. We don't know. But they, one way or another, they have not attacked yet. Or they failed every single attempt on my squads, which I find unlikely. So I just want to see if they have Darth Revan, so that we might have to expect that, plan for that. Looks like they have a lot of Gear 12. This is quite a few Gear 12s, but nothing Nothing too crazy. They have 7 total, it looks like. 7 total Gear 13s, which is strong. They have Jedi Training Ray worked up, that's fine at this level. I kind of think there's better investments, to be honest, but we'll see. Actually, let's go back one more time here. I want to see what kind of mods are on their Padme squad, just to kind of get a sense. Okay, so health is actually great for Padme. Oh, look at her potency, 96%. That's pretty good. So she can stun at a pretty high rate. That's good. And yeah, all this health. There's potency cross, speed. Okay, so she's decently modded. I hope that they're going to keep that squad, but we'll just see. So no idea what their defenses are going to be like. Let's jump in. Alright, so, as previously stated, no attacks yet. Let's look at my defenses first. I always show that at the start here. And so far, alright, so of course my 3v3 defenses are going to be way different than 5v5. We have way more teams. I have this random droid squad up top. I have no idea how that's going to do, but I was running out of good squads that I wanted to be able to place down, so I was forced to get creative. You can see for a while I was ignoring my awesome. That's still. They're back, and we'll see if they accomplish a single thing other than getting my opponent an extra 3 banners for undersizing. And then I have some clones that I've been working them up. I think that squad might give them a little bit of problems. We'll see. On the bottom here, we have the Palpatine and Basti and Vader. I got Bastila quite a bit faster recently. She's still only Gear 11 though. I need to get her to Gear 12 or better to Gear 13. Once that happens, she can be fast and present a threat. I don't know how that's going to do in 3v3. 5v5, that squad is great though. Newt squad is actually pretty worked up and good. All the right Zetas, pretty decent gear level. And then I have my Hera with Sabine and Kanan. And then in the back here, we have a very strange Mother Talzin squad with bays on it. And I kept my other Night Sisters on offense, so that'll be fun. We have Ewoks and Geonosians and Kira squad that is all Gear 7. So maybe some of them are Gear 8. I guess it's a spread between 7 and 9, in fact. So we have that going for us. And then over here, kind of my secret weapon, I have my Negotiator squad. They're all relic pilots. People struggle to get through this fleet quite a bit, at least at this GP level. So let's take a look at their defenses. Doesn't look like anything too crazy, though they are Gear 12 for the most part. So Kylo Ren, and they have a couple Zetas. That's good. Jango. Let's take a look at the Jango Zeta. Which one is it? Okay, so we don't want to use Night Sisters there. It's the unique, so that means I can't revive. Probably want to avoid using Bounty Hunters there too. And then Bosk. Let's see how fast Bosk is. So it looks like speed mods gets him up to 241. That's that's not fast. It's okay. Plus 90 is fine. Yeah, this is better. This is a better modded account than others I've faced in the past. And then let's see. We've got some Night Sisters with the Acolyte cheese. We can probably just use Bounty Hunters on that, actually. And then Shaak Ti clones. That's actually a pretty potent squad, and they have all their Zetas. Well, they have 4 out of the 5 possible there, with Rex, and he's trouble. So that squad we need to mark as something that could potentially hurt us. And then, they've got their other Night Sister squad with Talzin and Old Daka. Yeah, that squad could also be a problem. So some decent squads. We have a lot saved for offense, though. So let's just jump in here. On the bottom, let's see, where should we start? Let's start by, let's just look at the teams I have available. And a lot of them I actually have on this list here. So we want to save Grievous for what's ever in the back. We want to save Commander Luke because we want to eventually get that Hoth mission done. Padme we want to save. And let's see, we have Night Sisters. Night Sisters might do something against one of these squads. Jedi Knight Revan. Let's see, we probably can't use a solo nest here. I did keep her. I got her to gear 12 right before lock, so that's kind of nice. I have my Bastila squad, which that could actually be okay. I have Jedi Training Rey, and yeah, Machine Gun Leia. So let's look at these squads one more time here. Just see, get the picture. Alright, the Jango squad actually... It can hit kind of hard, but at the same time, it's not... It's got Greedo, then it's got Gear 12 stuff. Yeah, probably don't want Night Sisters there, but we're going to have to use something good. Have to use something decent, I should say. So let's find something good against that Jango squad. Why don't we take this... this First Order team against it. I have no idea if I'm faster, so I'm just gonna click before I have to investigate. We'll see. Maybe my first attack will be a super huge fail, and that will be amusing to all of us. So, get the taunting tech to Kylo, the weapons tech to Executioner, and let's just get rid of Greedo as fast as we can here. And part of why I wanted to do this squad is so I could just stun Jango, and he can just sit there for 2 turns. There's no dispel here, nothing available for him, and we can also dispel things. We can dispel things with Watt. So yeah, I think this is going to be okay. I guess we'll see though. So let's have Watt set himself on fire now, and we'll just take out Cad for a little bit. It's actually going to be tough because Jango's going to get a turn faster than I would prefer, probably, because yeah, he's Jango has rather I'm not gaining enough turn meter to really stop myself from to stop him from doing anything. Let's just take him out though. Oh, look at that. Okay, so First Order Executioner denies revives, but Jango died from a damage over time effect, so that's a little frustrating, but we should be okay still, hopefully. Gosh, I really wanted to avoid that rocket hit. Luckily, it didn't kill anyone. Probably would have killed Watt if he had targeted Watt, but now he's gone forever, thank goodness. And let's just finish this off. Let's try to finish strong if possible here. Looks like 53. Yeah, 53. All right, good enough. And that was a kind of sketchy squad that I had there. So as much as I would have liked to use or to save Watt, I think that was an okay move. So now let's see, for the Bosk team, we don't want to really use our Night Sisters because they could also one-shot, one-hit characters. Let's see. We might just have to use bounty hunters. Honestly, maybe we'll do the mirror match with bounty hunters. Though I hate doing that. I do have this really sketchy Jedi Training Rey squad. I have a feeling they just get eaten for breakfast or lunch or whatever the expression is. Let's see. I probably put a little too much on defense, actually, which is unfortunate for me. Let's see. So you know what I could do? I could take Bastila lead. I would like to keep Grandmaster Yoda. I would like to take Bastila lead with Bosk. Bastila lead with Grandmaster Yoda, if possible. But I think maybe that's I think I would win against that Bosk team, but maybe that's just not the wisest thing to do. You know, I'm gonna have to use one of these good squads here. So why don't I use this Jedi training or Jedi Revan squad here against the Bosk team? Let's make sure I actually had the Bosk team targeted. Oh, don't want Padme. Here we go. Alright, so we use this team here, and yeah, I think this will be okay. I think we should do okay with this squad. So let's jump in. This is probably overkill. It's definitely overkill, but it's just the way it has to be sometimes. Let's see. Let's just target Boba right off the bat. That was not great damage. But we can put Foresight up. And now we can at least target Boba through the first kill. Try to reduce his turn meter. Just killed him instead. That wasn't helpful. Alright, so now he's dead. He's gone forever. And this shouldn't be, unless we like time out or something, we should be okay. Switch turn meter just to get more turn meter on Revan so we can get Mark off. Yeah, this was overkill for sure. But it'll be okay. I think as long as we can find a good squad to take out those First Order, then we should be okay. The 3v3 just changes things so much. It's hard to predict, hard to know which squads to use. Normally I'm pretty quick at choosing which squads I want to use in 3v3 or in 5v5, but this is clearly not 5v5. So, taking a little bit. 53 banners, alright. So got the win there. I actually don't know how many kills Grandmaster Yoda got. I was not paying as much attention as I should have. So, of all the squads in the back that I'm afraid of, I don't think that Commander Luke could actually beat them. Mostly I'm afraid of the Padme squad. So, why don't we actually use, the weird, squad here? Let's see here. If we do this, we don't have damage immunity. Let's see. I think should still be okay. C-3PO might make it kind of a mess, though. We don't have Han to do his huge amounts of damage. So maybe what we do instead, let's take R2 here so we can get stuns, but we're not giving ourselves a timeout. So yeah, we don't need R2 for anything else anyways. So yeah, these guys were all in the Battle of Hoth, so we should get the feat if we win. Now, let's start off. We can take out First Order Officer, especially because he's low gear. He is going to help quite a bit. Alright, so let's try to get stuns. No stuns to be found. Let's dispel that retaliation. Alright, folks, so I at one point ran out of memory on my phone, and so it recorded video for a little bit longer, but it stopped recording voice at this point. So I am going to narrate now as a one-time thing. I don't want to be putting a ton of effort into these alt videos, but I will be narrating a little bit. There'll be a little short video at the end of me explaining why the video stopped, and I recorded that before I recorded this part. So just so you're not all confused. You might get confused anyways. So I did manage with that strange Commander Luke team to clear out those Kylos, and the back zone had a pretty interesting mix. They actually had they faked me out for a minute. They you'll notice that they have Geonosians, but it's not Geo Brood Alpha. It's actually just Poggle. They kept Geo Alpha for some reason. For something else, put some pretty weak squads back there, except the Palpatine squad with Scion and Nihilus is pretty strong. First, I needed to take out these top zones, though, to make sure that I can clear the fleet in the back. So now it's kind of a dilemma because I have good squads, but there were enough good squads that I wasn't exactly confident in being able to take out all of them with the good squads I had. So the no-brainer here, I needed to use bounty hunters to take out the Night Sisters, and these Night Sisters are decently modded, pretty well geared, and the whole thing about this match is eventually, so you can't kill Zombie right now until all of the other Night Sisters are dead, and you can't kill Acolyte very easily because she stealths, and every time she does a basic, she goes into stealth 90% of the time. So she fails sometimes, but then she goes into stealth like for 2 turns, so she has to have just to fail 2 times in a row at 10%. Not really gonna happen. You know, that's like 1 in 100, I assume. So you time out quite a bit. So you have to take this team out with something that either negates stealth or a team that has the ability to do an AoE and hurt her. So once I took out Asajj, and now we're just waiting. If you want to kill Zombie for a while first, you have to kill Zombie for a while because you can't target Acolyte. So every time I hit the Zombie with an AoE, then the hope is that I can take Acolyte down a little bit further. If I can kill Zombie a few more times, you see that red debuff on the Zombie. Once you get to 2 stacks of that red debuff, it means that Zombie cannot actually take a turn anymore. She gains turn meter at 0%. So now we can just kill Zombie forever, and that's fine. It just takes a while to use our AoEs to eventually take out Acolyte, and she heals herself decently, and if Zombie is consistently going, then Zombie can actually heal Acolyte as well. But as it stood, the bounty hunters are great against that team, and if it was a Gear 13 Acolyte, maybe we need to reevaluate, but as it stood, Gear 12 Acolyte against Gear 12 bounty hunters, and we're good to go. So we took that out. I went back to look at these teams in the back because I was feeling pretty unconfident about being able to take all the teams out, and then I realized that Poggle was actually just he was the lead, not the Geo Brood Alpha. So I got annoyed and I decided to wipe it out right away, to exterminate it. So we have Han left over, and so I'm just taking 3PO. I probably wasn't going to use either, so we're taking kind of a machine gun Leia team, except with Han instead. So whenever someone uses a special that is not an attack, or whenever they use any kind of move that isn't an attack, then it calls someone else that's a rebel to assist under Akbar's lead. And my relict Han just totally wiped them out, not even close. So that was a nice win. I had been pretty stressed out that I wouldn't be able to take out all of those teams. We need to go for full clears here. My defense might be a little too stout on the alt. I'm not sure, because I kind of ran out of teams here toward the end. But now we have a Padme squad left. We have a General Grievous squad left, and we have Nest that can solo a team, so that there's a lot of different. We have a lot of options now that those Geonosians aren't actually led by a Brood Alpha. That there's lots of good possibilities. So I'm just going back and forth trying to decide which squads I want to take out with what. That Emperor Palpatine squad, I checked to make sure that he had a Zeta on the lead. You'd be surprised. Sometimes people are pretty dumb. Not just sometimes. They often are. And having Palpatine his unique Zeta because they want him to be more survivable is, that happens. It makes me kind of smile in a mocking way, but it does happen. So we're taking Padme against what I imagined to be the most direct threat here, the biggest threat other than the Palpatine squad, because we need to prioritize the top zone so we can get to ships. And you want to take out Shaak Ti first. Once you take her out, then you can take out Fives. You want to take out Shaak Ti first because Shaak Ti has a bunch of, she gains a bunch of turn meter every time you hit a clone. Then you want to take out Fives because if you kill Rex, then Fives will just sacrifice himself and make Rex into a super clone. And so you have to go in that particular order. As it stood, 54 banners is a pretty dominant score. And now we have these Talzin Night Sisters, and I think this is maybe one of the more interesting fights in this match because they do outgear me by a little bit, but the trouble with this Talzin squad is they don't have any tanks, but they do have revives like crazy. So we have Talzin, who has she's double Zeta'd, so that means her leadership, it has a Zeta on it, and so it means whenever one of these Night Sisters is dead, and then another Night Sister uses a basic, they call one of the other Night Sisters to assist, and if they manage to kill a character with that assist or with the attack that called the assist, then the character who was assisting just stays alive. And so there's that revive ability. Talzin has a special that can also revive a character, and of course Old Daka can revive an entire Night Sisters team if you're not lucky. So the tricky part about this also is my Night Sister Spirit is only gear 11, but only 6 stars. The zombies only gear 10, and then my Asajj is relic 1, so that's decent. But the only saving grace here, they do outgear us by quite a bit overall. The only saving grace here is I have a tank and they do not, and they only have 1 AoE. I guess you could count Daka's basic attack as an AoE because she does have the ability to hit a second character, but what we're doing here is we're just trying to stun them as much as we can. We don't want them to get many turns at all. So they clearly it didn't work to just stun lock them consistently. Now, if you see me jumping around from character to character, it's because of 2 things. First, I'm trying to put tenacity down on everyone if I can, so I can land stuns more easily. Second, I'm trying to keep all of their health and protection as even as possible, so that I can kill all 3 at once without giving them the opportunity to revive each other. We don't want them to be able to even take a turn. We want to just do like 1 AoE and wipe all of them out at the same time. So just kind of going back and forth. I didn't want to take out Old Daka quite yet. I thought maybe this AoE would actually kill the 2 others that weren't Talia, but Talia decided that it was her time to go, and I was okay with that, I guess, because I was able to finish the other 2 off before they could go. So 52 banners there, pretty good. You have to be real careful and cautious there, and really use your tools that you have available. That took a lot more finesse than maybe it looked like. So got to the back and the ships. There's an Akbar fleet here without the Falcon, and none of the ships actually have good pilots, so easy enough to take that out. But first we need to focus on this bottom zone here, and we have General Grievous left to be able to take out the Palpatine team. The entire Grievous squad, the entire, like all 2 of them, or all 3 of them have gear 13, and So I was pretty confident going into this. Nihilus can obviously just wreck you if you're not careful. I don't have a taunting tank, so I have to be careful that Nihilus doesn't stay alive long enough to get Annihilate off. But I did manage to take out Palpatine pretty quick. He didn't have the second Zeta, as it turned out, so he was able to be taken out, and the squad kind of folded fast enough. I got 54 banners, pretty cool. So I did do a freeze frame here because this is the end of where it stopped recording anything after this point, which is okay. The rest of the video doesn't have anything too crazy, and I actually recap it in a minute with a different video. And that was, just to reiterate, that was before I realized that a lot of audio had gone out. So kind of a convoluted video this time, folks. But next time, I've deleted a ton of random stuff on my phone. Probably won't happen again, hopefully. So anyways, I will let myself take it away from here. All right, so the good news is you've reached most of the end of this video. The bad news is my team stopped recording, my attack stopped recording after I finished off that Palpy team with Grievous. So what I ended up doing, I used my Nest to solo that really weak Rogue One squad, and then I used my Treya squad to take out the Phoenix squad. Mostly got full banners on all of them. Nest got +1, so she got 55. And then that Akbar fleet, I ended up getting 67 against. So pretty good result, and we'll see what happens in the next one. But I'm pretty confident that I'm going to win. So I'll show you guys the results in the next episode. Thank you all so much for liking. Thank you for liking. If you did like it, please subscribe or like or both. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails.